We have dignitaries with us. Hello, sir. Aye, sir. Half moving
हेलो हेलो जी मैम सर के पास थे अरे वो सुबह लेके आए हाँ हाँ आ गए इसमें रखे हुए हाँ सुवेनियर आ गए जी सर हाँ आ गए अरे इसमें रखे
ट्रे वगैरह तैयार है सर All should keep their mobiles on either switch off or on silent mode. So we have dignitaries coming. Sir, this. I think we should ask the student to sit now.
Hi, please. Young gentleman over here.
मधुरिमा लाल मैम कहाँ है? This is my name.
नहीं
कहाँ है ना?
नहीं सर, बिल्कुल मैम, अब सामने बैठिए आराम से। कहाँ से सेकेंड That's the seat next to Vice Chairperson.
I hope everybody is settled now. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. So let us build India into a prosperous $5 trillion economy. With these lines of inspiration, I, Garima Gupta, with my co-host Dr. Nida Malik from Department of Business Administration, welcome all the great minds present here to the two-day multidisciplinary international conference on India, a $5 trillion economy, challenges and gateways. In association with UP Economic and Commerce Association, IITians for Nation, and Kanpur Management Association. It is an occasion like this where we get an opportunity to learn, to experience, to develop, and grow through expert sessions. A very warm and hearty welcome to all the dignitaries present here. I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to the esteemed chief guest, Professor O.P. Shukla, Principal, NDA, Pune. Guest of honor, Professor Lato Jamba, former President, Yonfula College, Royal University, Bhutan. Our keynote speaker, Professor Jawahir Siddiqui, Dean and Head of Blended Learning, Westford University College, UAE. Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, Specialist Campus Hiring, LTI Mindtree. Professor Madhurima Lal, President, Uttar Pradesh Economic Commerce Association. Mr. Raveen Prakash Dubey, President, IITians for Nation Association Foundation. Ms. Nirmala Singh, Vice President, PSIT Kanpur. Ms. Tanya Singh, Director, PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation. We also welcome our accomplished directors, CS Professor Dr. Bhagwan Chagwani, Director, PSIT College of Higher Education. Professor Dr. S.K. Bhalla, Director, Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology. Dr. Manmohan Shukla, Additional Director, Training and Placement, PSIT. Professor Dr. A.K. Rai, Director of Pharmacy. Dr. Vishal Mehta, Additional Director, Academics, Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology. Deans, Head of Departments, faculty members, delegates from corporate and academia, all staff and your students. A ray of light is a ray of hope. Let's all leave the darkness and step towards the bright path. We here at PSIT follow a tradition of lamp lighting before any event so as to vanquish all the darkness and instill a sense of purity by evoking Goddess Saraswati. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhan sampada shastru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyoti namostute. I salute the Supreme, who is the light in the lamp that brings auspiciousness, prosperity, good health, abundance of wealth, and the destructions of enemies' intellect. Now, I would invite all the dignitaries to please come and join us for lighting of lamp ceremony. Please come.
या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता India, a land steeped in history, culture, and diversity, stands at the cusp of an economic revolution. As one of the fastest growing major economies, currently ranked as the world's fifth largest, we envision a future where India shines brightly as a $5 trillion economy by the year 2027. Our journey towards this monumental milestone is paved with the bricks of our diversified economy, the winds of emerging dynamics, the fuel of technology, and the vigor of our large working age population. These are not just factors, they are the driving forces propelling us towards our shared vision of prosperity. Today, gathered here, we embark on a collective mission to identify the challenges and illuminate the pathways, the gateways towards a brighter tomorrow. Our government, with its unwavering commitment and tireless effort, is leading the charge towards economic transformation. It is in this spirit of collaboration that we have convened this international conference, bringing together researchers, academicians, practitioners, and students from diverse fields such as management, technology, engineering, agriculture, commerce, health, education, tourism and hospitality, and many more. Over the next 2 days, we will engage in a rich tapestry of sessions, panel discussions, and presentations. But beyond the breadth of topics, what truly sets this conference apart is the diversity of perspectives that it brings together.
Before we move forward, let us introduce our institution to the esteemed guest. PSIT College of Higher Education darted on the path of higher education in the year 2015. The college is affiliated with Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University, Kanpur, and is recognized under Section 2F of the UGC Act 1956. The college offers high-quality programs in business administration and computer applications to a cross-section of students across the country. Our talented students have achieved the pinnacle of academic excellence, clinching the Vice Chancellor's Gold Medal and the Chancellor's Bronze Medal for their outstanding performance in the Bachelor of Business Administration program at CSGM University, Kanpur. Furthermore, a multitude of our alumni have ventured abroad, and they are pursuing advanced studies and contributing to the global academic landscape. Our students have also qualified for the CAT examinations, and they have got admission in various prestigious IIMs. Our graduates have ascended to prestigious roles within the multinational corporations like DXC Technologies, Pyramid Consulting, Reliance Retail, TCS, Godrej, Upgrade, to name a few, and many more. And few of them have embarked on their entrepreneurial ventures too. The Institute is committed to contribute more to the growth and development of the society and the youth.
Moving forward, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the distinguished members on the dais. It is an honor to have such an accomplished personalities with us today. I would like to request Professor Uday Bhan Trivedi, Dean IQAC, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. O.P. Shukla, with a sapling. Thank you so much, sir. I would again request Professor Uday Bhan Trivedi to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Lato Jamba, with a sapling. Thank you, sir. I would request Ms. Garima Gupta, HOD, Department of Business Administration, PSIT College of Higher Education, and co-convener, to welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Zawahir Siddiqui, with a sapling. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request Dr. Prakati Upadhyay, HOD, Department of Computer Applications, PSIT College of Higher Education, to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, with a sapling. Thank you, ma'am. I would now request Dr. Deepak Srivastav, faculty member, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Professor Madhurima Lal, President, Uttar Pradesh Economic and Commerce Association, with a sapling. Thank you, sir. I would like to request Dr. Dhananjay Gupta, Associate Professor, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Mr. Ravindra Prakash Dubey, President, IITians for Nation, with a sapling. Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to call upon Dr. Namrata Singh, Associate Professor, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Ms. Nirmala Singh, Vice Chairperson, PSIT, with a sapling. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to request Dr. Amit Sharma, Assistant Professor, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Ms. Tanya Singh, Director, PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation, with a sapling. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to request Mr. Prabhakar Singh Tomar, Assistant Professor, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Professor Dr. Bhagwan Jagwani, Director, PSIT College of Higher Education, with a sapling. Thank you, sir. I would like to call upon Mr. Santosh Kumar Sharma, Assistant Professor, PSIT College of Higher Education, to please welcome Dr. APS Bhadoria, Dean, PSIT College of Higher Education, with a sapling.
Thank you, everyone. Moving forward, I would like to invite our esteemed guests to illumine us with their valuable words. I would request the Honorable Director of PSIT CHE, Professor Dr. Bhagwan Jagwani, to deliver the welcome note and give us a brief about the conference.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Guest of today's occasion, Professor O.P. Shukla, Principal, National Defence Academy, Pune. Guest of honor, Professor Lato Jamba, former President, Yonfula College, Royal University, Bhutan. Keynote speaker, Professor Zawahir Siddiqui, Dean and Head of Blended Learning, Westwood University College, UAE. Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, Specialist Campus Hiring, LTI, Mindtree. Professor Madhurima Lal, President, Uttar Pradesh Economic and Commerce Association. Mr. Ravindra Prakash Dubey, President, IITians for Nation Foundation. Honorable Vice Chairperson of PSIT Kanpur, Madam Nirmala Singh Ji, Director of PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation, Madam Tanya Singh, fellow director colleagues, Professor Dr. S.K. Bhalla, Dr. Manmohan Shukla, Dr. A.K. Rai, Dr. Vishal Mehta, all invited dignitaries, esteemed panel experts, accomplished session chairs, research scholars, delegates from corporate, media personnel, deans, HODs, faculty members, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to one and all present here. It is with great sense of elation that I stand before you today as we inaugurate this two-day multidisciplinary international conference on the compelling theme, India, a $5 trillion economy, challenges and gateways. A question that could come to our mind is as to why this topic was chosen for the conference. Well, the target of becoming a $5 trillion economy is not just a target set for and by the government, but for every Indian citizen. It is a symbol of our competence and vigor. It's a choice between hope and despair. And we at PSIT College of Higher Education have chosen hope. I am sure we all have heard this Sanskrit shlok, Vidya datati vinyam, vinyad yati patratam, patravad dhanma proti dhanat, dharma tata sukham. From knowledge comes humility, which leads us to know our limitations. It is only then that we become worthy of achieving prosperity and dharma. Moving along this theme, we knew that robust research is certainly the first and foremost step to gain knowledge and know our challenges, which will pave way for the gateways of hope to open, and then we can attain the ambitious target of $5 trillion economy. This conference, convened under the banner of PSIT College of Higher Education, holds a special significance for us as we embark on a journey to unravel the complexities and opportunities inherent in India's ambitious pursuit of a $5 trillion economy. As we gather here, our collective mission is to ponder deep into the challenges that lie on this path, and equally to explore the gateways that can propel our nation towards unprecedented economic heights. It is an honor to share with the gathering that the total number of registrations made for the conference has been around 1,250. And we have received more than 200 research papers from across the country and the world, from places like IITs, Banaras Hindu University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and many others, and from Sweden, Oman, Tunisia as well. And apart from this, the unique count of student poster presentation is around 100. Select abstracts pertaining to different tracks like agriculture and allied activities, industrial and manufacturing sector, banking and financial sector, foreign trade and investment, science and technology, etc., have found their place in the conference souvenir to be released in a short while from now. Select research papers, complete in all aspects, will be considered for publication in a Scopus Index book as book chapters. Rest papers will be considered for publication in an ABDC Index journal. With participants from India and around the world, and with speakers from India and around the world, our gathering today is not just a congregation of minds, but a convergence of aspirations, where research and academia intersect with the real-world challenges facing our nation. The presentations, discussions, and collaborations that will unfold today and tomorrow are not merely academic exercises, but crucial contributions to the collective knowledge that will guide our nation's economic trajectory. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the researchers, scholars, participants who have contributed their time, effort, and intellect to make this conference a reality. Your presence here underscores the importance you attribute to advancing knowledge and collectively working towards a shared goal. I will also like to extend my special appreciation to the organizing committee, the backbone of this event, for their tireless efforts in putting together a comprehensive program that promises to be intellectually stimulating and academically enriching. Let this conference be a beacon of collaboration, innovation, and inspiration. May the ideas exchanged here germinate into solutions, and the connections made lead to partnerships that transcend the confines of this town hall and impact the broader canvas of our nation's growth. Thank you, and I wish all of you a rewarding and insightful conference.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your insightful address. Thank you for setting the tone of this conference and also for leading PSIT CHE from the front. Now, I would request all dignitaries to kindly release the souvenir of the conference. Thank you, everyone. I would now like to invite on the dais Ms. Tanya Singh, Director, PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation.
A very good morning to everyone present here. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the esteemed chief guest of today's occasion, Professor O.P. Shukla, Principal, National Defense Academy, Pune, Chief Patron of today's conference, Professor Vinay Pathak, Honorable VC of CSJM University, Kanpur, and Guest of Honor, Professor Uday Kant Jha, University of Massachusetts, who will both be joining us online. Guest of Honor, Professor Lato Jamba, former President, Yonfula College, Royal University of Bhutan. Our keynote speakers, Professor Zawahir Siddiqui, Dean and Head of Blended Learning, Westford University College, UAE. Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, Specialist Campus Hiring, LTI Mindtree. Professor Madhurima Lal, President, Uttar Pradesh Economic and Commerce Association. Sri Ravindra Prakash Dubey, President, IITians for Nation Foundation. Vice Chairperson, Ms. Nirmala Singh. All invited dignitaries, panel members, accomplished session chairs, delegates, directors, deans, faculty members, and dear students. We are here for the inaugural ceremony of the two-day international conference on the theme, India, a $5 trillion economy, challenges and gateways. This occasion is pivotal in our journey towards economic prosperity as we unite to explore the pathways that will propel India into a $5 trillion economy by 2027. India's economic narrative is one of resilience, innovation, and promise. As the world's fifth largest economy and one of the fastest growing major economies, India stands at the cusp of a transformative era. The mix of old and new industries, coupled with advanced technologies, has set the stage for lasting growth and progress. However, amid the optimism, we must also acknowledge the formidable challenges that lie ahead of us. Each sector of our economy faces its unique set of obstacles, be it infrastructural constraints, regulatory complexities, or even socioeconomic disparities and environmental concerns. It is crucial for us to confront such challenges head-on with relentless determination and strategic foresight. By fostering a culture of innovation, collaboration, and inclusivity, we can unlock the potential of our nature and pave the path towards sustainable and equitable growth. In this endeavor, the synergy between academia, industry, and governance is paramount. By leveraging the collective expertise, resources, and capabilities of these stakeholders, we can catalyze transformative change and drive economic progress. By investing strategically in research and development, skill building programs, and policy improvements, we can create a supportive environment. This environment would encourage innovation, promote entrepreneurship, and enable our workforce to succeed in the digital era. One area where the transformative potential of technology is particularly pronounced is education. The advent of artificial intelligence or AI has transformed the way we learn today, the way we teach, and even engage with knowledge. AI-powered adaptive learning platforms, personalized tutoring, and intelligent system tools have the power to alter the educational outcomes and enhance student engagement. That is just one example. This conference, therefore, acts as a hub of exchanging knowledge and encouraging collaboration. Researchers, educators, practitioners, and students have come together to analyze challenges facing their fields. Through in-depth discussion and careful consideration, our goal is to uncover the complexities of each sector and devise specific pathways to achieve economic prosperity. As we embark on this collective endeavor to realize India's economic aspirations, let us embrace the spirit of innovation, collaboration, and resilience. Let us all harness the power of technology and human ingenuity to overcome challenges, unlock new opportunities, and build a future that is prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for honoring us with your presence and sharing your valuable insights with us. Thank you, ma'am. Our next speaker, Honorable Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, is also the chief patron of this conference. Sir is currently the Honorable Vice Chancellor of CSJM University, Kanpur. Sir did his Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science from HPTI Kanpur, MTech from IIT Kharagpur, and PhD in Computer Science from UP Technical University, Lucknow, under the joint guidance of IIT Kanpur. Sir has almost 3 decades of rich academia, research, and administrative experience. Under Sir's exemplary leadership, CSJM University has been recently awarded A++ grade by NAC. Though Sir is not present here physically, but Sir will be sharing his valuable insights with us through a message. So we have a message of Sir with us.
So I am today very happy to note that one of the most prestigious college, PSIT Kanpur, is having a conference of 2 days on the Indian economy hitting 5 trillion, the challenges and the gains. I think it's a very right time when we are having this conference. In recent past, India has also got the landing of Chandrayaan, and we have got a lot of successes in the economic field to note. At this stage, once we are at the cusp of the 4th industrial revolution, where the artificial intelligence is having a gateway, and we have got also in the Hindu tradition, the Ramlala temple. I think in the hospitality sector, in the management sector, in engineering, in technology, in medicine, in pharma, all these areas we have to explore, and we are going forward step by step to 5 trillion economy by 2027. I think the seminar which we are organizing will give us a gateway, a pathway, and a roadmap to get us this kind of a 5 trillion economy. I think the researchers, the academicians, the people who are involved in technology and the other sectors will come, and we have got a confluence of minds to have this kind of a seminar and workshop. And this seminar, which is happening at PSIT, will give a nectar, will give us a pathway which will be known for a long time, and we will really get a pathway to achieve 5 trillion economy. I wish great success to this workshop.
We are really thankful to Sir for sharing his words of wisdom with us. I would now like to invite on the dais our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Lato Jamba, former President, Yonphula College, Royal University, Bhutan, to enlighten the august gathering with his words of wisdom.
Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished guest on the dais, and our esteemed delegates and students of PSIT, I'm extremely happy to be part of this exciting event. In fact, for the last 1 month, I have been receiving threatening letter from your dean asking me to attend this program. In fact, I came 1 day before the conference to ensure that I don't receive such threatening letter. So I'm very happy that I'm here in your campus, beautiful campus, and also take part in this exciting goal of making India a 5 trillion economy by next 10-15 years. I think India is all set for becoming such a developed nation. And I would personally like to wish India to attain this goal. But I have a couple of requests and suggestions to put forward for your dream of making India a 5 trillion economy. I think my country, Bhutan, is known for happiness, known for fresh air, known for valuing cultural diversity and cultural freedom. So if some of the researchers, some of the scholars can deliberate and package this well for Indians to be grossly happy along with your dream of making India 5 trillion economy, it will be serving the whole society. And I will be a part of this game. What I am suggesting is that the dream of making India a 5 trillion economy must be comprehensive, must be holistic, must be inclusive, and carry forward sustainable development idea. So if you package this well, I think the whole world is going to look at India. And I want all Indians and people of Kanpur to be very, very happy towards the end of this exercise. I think for human beings like us, like all of us who are gathered here, we want to have healthy life. We want to have physical well-being. We want income distribution, good income distribution. We want jobs. We want educational attainment. We also want psychological well-being of our people. We want community vitality. We also want cultural diversity. That means valuing the differences, valuing cultural freedom of India, cultural freedom of the world. And for Bhutan, tiny kingdom like ours, nested in Himalaya, we value ecological vitality, ecological diversity. For us, our mountains are important, our rivers are important, and our ecology is extremely important. So in your deliberations, if you can give attention to ecological aspects, I think this dream of making 5 trillion Indian economy will be a success story. So I want all researchers who are gathered here and who are going to deliberate on these important aspirations, Indian aspirations and all our aspirations, to look at these parameters and see if you are able to come out with holistic approach towards making India a big economy. The most important aspect of making a 5 trillion Indian economy is good governance. And I would like to wish all my Indian friends happy international conference and a very successful international conference. And I would like to see that this conference, this dream is able to deliver human well-being. So if you look at this, I think we will be able to have happy India, happy Kanpur, happy society, and we will be very happy to live in this kind of society and in this kind of 5 trillion economy. But please take this appeal. My appeal is that, again I am repeating, that you should make this policy a very comprehensive policy which is inclusive, which is holistic, and which is sustainable. So with this sharing, I would like to wish all of you a happy conference and a very successful and meaningful two-day international conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing this event with your insightful remarks. Our next speaker is Professor Udaykant Jha, Professor in Decision and Information Sciences, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, USA. Sir is not here physically, but will be joining us from the US through video conferencing mode.
Good morning, everyone. Before I talk about my presentation for the day, let me take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the organizers who have given me such an opportunity to talk about India's $5 trillion economy, challenges and gateways. I'm going to talk about my presentation in broadly 4 subcategories. I'll first talk about the current state of Indian economy. some misconceptions about the economy, shortcomings in India compared to other developed economies, some work in progress, and a few recommendations for India to grow at a faster rate. You all are familiar with that. The government is taking a lot of steps to reform the structural hurdles that's there in the growth. The private consumption is high. India's broad macroeconomic is quite stable. There is a huge investment in physical and digital infrastructure by the government. Just one payment platform, UPI, there has been more than 118 billion transactions amounting to payment worth 2.21 trillion US dollars. Last year, $71 billion FDI has come in many sectors, including insurance and defense. Plus, India also receives whopping $125 billion US dollars as remittance. To put things in perspective, is 2 times the second country that receives foreign remittance and 2.5 times the foreign remittance received by China. India already is the largest market for manufactured goods and services, and its middle class is growing. With larger middle class, they will have more disposable income, which will further propel the growth of the country. This rapid urbanization taking place, which is attracting a lot of workforce to move from lower productive sector like agriculture to higher productive sectors like manufacturing and services. According to Niti Aayog report, the multidimensional poverty in India is reducing at a rapid pace, is currently pegged at around 11.28%. India is not only competitive in IT, pharmaceutical, engineering and telecom, but even the tele density is increasing. It's over 85% and the smartphone penetration is about 50%. The annual enrollment in higher education in India is around 43.3 million students with gender parity. That means the number of boys and girls getting enrolled are almost equal. India is the largest contributor to outbound traveler in Asia, and its travel and tourism industry has generated around 178 billion US dollars, which is about 5% of GDP. Indian demography is great, it's near pyramidal structure. At the same time, there is no fear of population explosion in near future. India is among the countries which spends highest amount in education. It is higher than Finland, Norway and Sweden, which is much talked about in India. The Indian graduates studying STEM field is also not bad, it's around 30%. However, there is much scope for improvement. Among the mega cities, even though the size of Indian cities in terms of GDP is much smaller compared to their Chinese counterpart, however, they are growing at much faster pace, and this growth is well spread throughout the country. So you can see one mega city in each region. If you compare it with any other developed countries, the closest that comes to mind is United States. The New York City is twice the size of its second largest city, LA, and 3 times the size of its third largest city, Chicago. There are 2 misconceptions that I want to clarify. In India, everyone talks about income inequality. However, this is a global phenomenon and this is unintended consequences of any developing economy. So India is not an exception, and there is no other way out. The second misconception is country with high GDP per capita, everyone is well off. Here I would like to highlight two countries. One is Lebanon, where the GDP per capita was high. However, 80% of Lebanese live in poverty and the GDP per capita is falling. On the other hand, Ireland, which has the GDP per capita of well over $100,000, their GNI per capita is just about $76,000. This indicates that Ireland is a tax haven where big tech companies like Apple have their headquarters. They generate profit. However, that profit is not passed on to Irish people. I also want to highlight that higher income countries also have poverty levels somewhat similar to ours. Even in Ireland, the number of people in poverty, in spite of COVID bailouts, handouts, it was around 13%. And United Kingdom is higher at 14%, which corresponds to 11.3 million people. In the world's largest economy, United States, 45 million people rely on the government aid to meet their daily food needs, which amounts to around 11% of United States population. The people who receive government help for food, their average annual income is less than $10,000 per annum. A large number of US citizens regularly sell their blood plasma and other blood fractions just to survive. The United States total export of blood plasma and other blood fraction amount is about $27.1 billion. To put things in perspective, we can build 13 Mumbai Trans Harbour Link or Atal Bridge. Even average American are struggling to meet their needs. 62% Americans are surviving paycheck to paycheck, and this is just 3-month-old article. So we should also look at the cost of living, and in that case, India is one of the cheapest places to live. And because the cost of living is less, our GDP per capita based on pay purchase parity is 4 times the GDP per capita in absolute term, which is around $10,000. India is blessed with one of the most fertile land, comparable only to Bangladesh, Ukraine and Denmark. However, India is again blessed with conducive weather to grow food crop throughout the year. Against only part of the year the food can be grown in Ukraine or Denmark. Because India is close to the equator with the water mass east of the land mass, we receive fairly regular rainfall and availability of water compared to other parts of the world is high. However, there are certain problems. In India, the labor force participation is around 51%. And one of the factors is low female participation. The other could be availability of jobs. Even among those labor force participation, 43% labor force is participating in agriculture, which is extremely high even in comparison to other developing countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, China, Sri Lanka, and so on. If I look at developed countries, the labor force participation in agriculture is just about 1 to 1.5%. Now, because we have a fertile land, we have landed up in that Dutch disease. One problem is labor force participation is low. Second, most of the labor force is participating in agriculture. And third, the productivity of each labor is the lowest in India. Each labor working in agriculture is producing less than $5,000 in comparison to over $100,000 in Israel, Canada, and United States. The output of agriculture output in India is 30% lower than world average, and 50% lower than China, which itself has low per worker productivity. For any developed countries, the contribution of the agriculture and allied sector in their country's GDP has to be low. For India, it is 16.4% of GDP, whereas world average is 6.4%. For developed countries like United States, United Kingdom, Japan, it's around 2 to 3%. The countries where contribution of agriculture in their GDP is higher, like Pakistan, Tanzania, Afghanistan, Niger, those are poor countries. One of the problems that India is facing is it has failed to generate enough manufacturing job, and hence the share of manufacturing in their GDP is one of the lowest. It's around 14%, whereas China is about 28%, and countries like Bangladesh is 21, which is 1.5 times that of India. Even if you look at the job dedicated for manufacturing, India is one of the lowest comparable to developed countries like United States. Whereas Asia, which is considered hub for manufacturing, average is 15% and China is 29%. Though India is doing relatively better in service sector, but even in this place, the service rate of India is just about world average, which is around 12%. And contribution of service sector in the India's GDP is about 53%, which is very low compared to any large economy. For developed economies, the contribution of service sector in their GDP is around 70%. India is low both in urbanization and global innovation index, and that is one reason why it has not been able to generate enough manufacturing and service related jobs. Another problem facing India is tax revenue. India is one of the countries with lowest tax revenue as share of its GDP. For most of the developed countries where they have better infrastructure, the tax revenue as share of GDP is well over 40%. The outliers like United Arab Emirates, the shortfall is compensated by sale of crude oil, and United States, the two important factor, education is taken care by loan and medical expense is taken care by medical insurance. In the absence of required tax revenue, the government is forced to borrow money to boost its infrastructure. If you notice here, India is already around 81% of its GDP. And the countries which have higher debt to GDP ratio are developed countries. Because of their better credit rating, they are able to borrow money at a fraction rate of interest that what India can get it. Another important aspect is all the financial centers are either in United States, China or European countries, and their fund managers are all based in United States or Western country. So Indian firm, Indian company trying to raise fund, they face a lot of difficulties. A brief comparison between India and China. The Chinese growth took place at a time when United States, United Kingdom and other European countries were facing hyperinflation. They were looking for a place for cheap manufacturing, and hence they invested a lot of money in China to boost their manufacturing capability. So China has become investment driven, manufacturing based, export oriented company, and hence they have built up huge mega ports. If you look at it, among the top 10 mega ports, 7 are in China. and among the top 30, 11 are in China. On the other hand, Indian growth started taking place post 2008 financial crisis. And this is the time when people have turned against globalization. Our investment is just about 30%, which is just above the world average of 25%, whereas China, in spite of having all the infrastructure already in place, is around 43% now. Even from other parameters, if you look at it, for the same population, China has 5 times more aircraft and 5 times more air travel compared to India. Having seen the problem that is facing, I have few recommendations and some of which is already in process. India should restart the commodity market so that there is a future trading that can take place and farmer is aware about which crop will give them better returns. We have seen that labor productivity in agriculture is extremely low, so the farmer should invest in high value crop and they should use crop diversification so that their market is not flooded with the same crop every year. The government should work towards making legal framework for contract farming and dispute resolution between farmer and buyers, and this is what the farm law was talking about. In order to encourage private players to build huge cold storage, the government has to remove stock holding limit or remove items from the essential commodity like pulses, potato, onion, other vegetables, so that they can be stored when the prices are low and sold when the prices are high. For industry, the government should try and make the land acquisition law more industry friendly. They should try and expedite the environmental clearances. The labor law is outdated, needs to be changed to meet the market requirements with required safeguards. The education system in India needs to be changed, keeping in line with industry requirements, and this is what new education policy is trying to achieve. Government should encourage and support innovation and entrepreneurship, which will create more jobs, and government is trying to push in this direction. Lot of foreign companies are not able to start a business in India because they are not able to get employees with required skill, and hence government has set up special ministry for skill development. We should also create cluster of ecosystem like Silicon Valley or Shenzhen, where the talent, the finance, everything is readily available. As I mentioned earlier, Indian companies face a lot of hardship when they want to raise funds. So government should set up more SEZ like Gift City. Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, talked about setting up second Navi Mumbai close to that new airport that could become another financial hub. Government is already spending a lot of money on road and railway network for upgradation, which may reduce transportation cost. Government has cleared certain mega projects at Vadhavan, Maharashtra, Keni, Karnataka. The port at Kerala is already under construction. International container transshipment port at Great Nicobar Island is also cleared. Government is also trying to push smaller airports and make air connectivity more economically viable, however, with little success. There is requirement to improve energy security, it's happening, but it needs to be expedited if possible. Like developed countries, there should be tax incentive for individual flat owners for rooftop solar panels and EV cars. So this will also reduce the reliance on imported fuel. And when we talk about services, There should be some initiative like Make in India. It should be services from India. There should be tax incentive for service sector on the similar lines as production linked incentive. AI is the future. It will be hitting India hard because AI will initially replace low skill job, and in India there is a lot of low skill job. So government should invest in AI research and innovation and build the AI capacity, have the regulatory framework ready to handle it. Government should accord higher priority to service during trade negotiations. Currently, Bangalore is known as startup city. However, the government should try and push other cities like Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai, Gurgaon as startup cities. India has a lot of potential for eco, adventure, culture, medical and religious tourism. Some work is happening, more push could be given. With this, I have finished my presentation. I will be glad if anyone has any questions. I will be glad to answer any questions. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks to Sir for delivering an inspiring address that has enlightened and motivated us all. I would now like to invite on the dais Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, Specialist Campus Hiring, LTI Mindtree. Sir is an experienced senior executive, talent acquisition professional with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and service industry. Sir has undertaken master's degree in personnel management focused on human resources management from Midsom College and is involved in leveraging technology and social media to identify, attract, and engage with top talents across universities. I request Sir to please address this august gathering.
Oh, it's here.
I think if you press next over here, you can have them come to the next slide. If it doesn't work, then we'll always.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Bhagwan sir, and everyone who has taken some effort to get me here today. And it's Friday, it's the end of the week, and it's a very good start to my Friday morning. And being the campus recruiter of LTI Mindtree, so who all know LTI Mindtree as a company? Anyone? Okay, I think LTI Mindtree, it's very new now, so that's because I think you won't know. But does anyone knows L&T Infotech? You can raise your hand, guys. Okay, there are some. Okay, great. So today I just thought that how this PowerPoint PPT will help you all in this topic that India will reach 5 trillion economy, and what are the challenges and what are the gateways that are there to reach that goal. So, I being the campus recruiter of the company, I also have a small company-oriented PPT as well, which I think you guys will love a lot. So, So my PPT is all around the recruitment, how the recruitment world will help you all to reach that goal, because you all will also be a contributor to this economy. So I will just have a very small slide. So I will tell you how you all guys will also contribute to this journey. So today I will tell you how India's potential is there to reach this 5 trillion goal. So in the recruitment, so today I think all the colleges are very worried about the placement season, how all the students will get placed. There should be 100% placement. I think there is 2022 highlight, here is 2023. And I think after certain years, I think you all will be very worried about your placement as well. So right now you are into this phase where you are totally chilled out because you are in the college. And I feel, because I have done BCA and then MBA, so I was also like you all guys, and I used to hear, I used to get tensed, and then my third year came, and I was worried about the placement season. So, but I was very sure that I will work for some years and then I have to do my MBA. Then again, after 2 years of MBA, I again got started panicked that how my placement season will start now and how I need to crack the interview. So I think in this economical era where I think our government has promised the things that it will take us to contributor and be into the 5 trillion mark, India will show up very soon. So I will just tell you some points which you need to remember and understand so that you get very good companies and you get placed and you have a brighter future. So some of the recruitment industry now, we are looking for very skilled labor, like the people. So I come from IT company wherein my LTI Mindtree works into all the projects across the IT industries. I think there are students from BCA, BBA, engineering, MBA, whatever, but everyone has some or the other aspiration that they want to get into this IT world. So in this era, the potential is we have lot of the students coming out every year from all the colleges, and the basic thing that all the businesses around all the companies want, that you all will be focusing right now into, I think, AI, ML, and all the latest technology. But somehow or the other, when I start my recruitment season, I see that the students always forget to give importance to all the basic things, like any basic, whatever you learn, whatever subjects you have, and you tend to go for all the latest technologies. But so when any of the businesses come, they will see how your base is, how strong your basic ideas are. So for example, if the students of BCA may be focusing on AI, ML, and all the artificial intelligence subjects, but you tend to forget Java, coding, the basic, very basic thing, SQL, Java, C, C++, because the trend is not that. So we need to move through the trend. So there is this, we already have the potential. Okay, so when I go for any recruitment season, I face some of the challenges about the location. Some candidates don't want to go to that location. Some candidates don't want that CTC package. So I often speak to the college TPOs or the placement coordinators that these are the challenges. So I think when any of, when you move forward with your future decisions, just think that you need to contribute mostly on being very flexible, probably the basic things, and whatever you learn in BBA, BCA, and MBA and engineering, all the base should be very strong. Okay. Okay, so nowadays, how the strategies are there to reach this 5 trillion economic goal by you working hand to hand with them. So we are bringing many upskilling programs. I think in the colleges today, like today, there are many leaders who are there sitting in front of you, are discussing about some challenges, some giving some knowledges. So I think you need to attend these sessions more. I have seen some students who are outside in the banner place, some are there in the photography team. So this leadership quality will be very useful in long run. Whenever any of the campuses come to the colleges, they always ask in which team you are in. Probably you are in the photography team, you are in the any leadership team. So we see the leadership qualities. So I think in this era, we always see who is motivated, who is flexible, and in this role, we also end up that in recruitment, we also use many AI tools. Now, probably I have been to PSIT somewhere around in 2017 for engineering hiring, and then all the scenario was different today. But in today's time, when we come for recruitment, so earlier we used to send one vendor who used to sit in all your labs. We used to have the online test, and then all the report used to come to again Pune, and then we used to check the reports and do all the eligibility criteria and all the disconnect things. But today, you might know or might not know, the online test is totally video proctored. So like you just have to open your laptop, you go through, you have to on your video camera, and the test is run. So it captures every images through all the 2 hours or 3 hours of the online test. So in this way, even the recruitment world has changed. Probably there are many gateways to attract the talent. Now, probably I coming to this campus and speaking something about our company, something giving presentation is the attraction key for a company. Then there are many other things like developing the culture. Many of the companies have this AI bot set up in the colleges, which is mainly into doing all the AI generative startup things in the colleges. Okay, now how this recruitment and how this economy is, there is some impact in this world that when probably there are many job opportunities. I think in near future, in next 1 or 2 years, there will be many jobs, and some of the students, and there is a buzzword that many AI chatbots and all will replace many of the jobs, but it won't replace, but there will be many jobs created due to this. So I think there is due to this technology, due to this new automation word, there will be many jobs that will just close. Like in recruitment, if you see, there are many jobs which starts from a very basic thing that might be taken away, but there will be many other jobs. And I will just show this industry case study. It's an example of my company only. So the company which I work for, LTI Mindtree. So there are many future trends which is coming. As I said, we mainly focus on diversity, we mainly focus on inclusion, automation, AI in recruitment. So means in IT, there will be many job opportunities which will be created in near future. And to this conclusion, I will just show you that I just wanted to see that you will be the future, and probably we all are contributing some or the other way in this, in making India grow very fast, because probably I've been to Kanpur in 2017, and today's Kanpur is very different from which I saw at that time and today. So I will also show you one more slide, which will, I think, okay. So I will just show you 1 or 2 slides of a, okay. So I come from a company, you all know that L&T Group as a company which focuses mainly on all this Okay, so you all know L&T, right? So we are a subset of L&T. Many years ago, L&T thought that we should also have a different IT company, and from there it was L&T Infotech, and now we just merged with Mindtree as an IT company, and we are now LTI Mindtree. So I will just show you that how even me being a recruiter of LTI Mindtree, how I also contribute to the economy. So these are some of the projects which L&T Group has done throughout the world and throughout India. So there is this FIFA stadium, there is this Mumbai International Airport, world's tallest statue, and there are many more. So it's a 23 billion company which has over and over 80 plus years of experience. Probably one of the very biggest manufacturing firm. Now from there, I think we we work in all these sectors. So when you think that how the economy is changing, so India is changing a lot. Just from a company, a very small company from LTI Mindtree, there is Infosys, there is Wipro. In India, there are a lot of companies which is contributing towards this. And this is only the L&T leads where every vertical we are contributing. You can see defense, you can see construction, you can see technology services. We are from the IT services. You can also see hydrocarbon, and all the main domain are here. From here, we created this LTI Mindtree, where now we have a presence in all these countries. And in IT, LTI Mindtree is there in all these domains. So when any of the recruiters from LTI Mindtree comes to PSIT for hiring, we will be hiring in all these domains. So we have banking and finance, we have insurance, we have manufacturing, energy. So there are a lot of jobs coming in all these 11 verticals of IT industries, and you will be the key person who will be contributing in all these areas through your knowledge, whenever your placement season starts. So this is mainly the verticals which LTI Mindtree works, and I am very fortunate today so that I can just give you some of the knowledge that recruitment, how my side works, how the campus recruiter thinks, and what we think when we come to any of the colleges, and you will be mainly contributing to this 5 trillion economy for next some few years, after some few years. So thank you so much, and thank you so much, Bhagwan sir, for inviting me, and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your engaging presentation and for imparting invaluable knowledge to our conference attendees. We are honored to have you as a keynote speaker. Now, I would like to invite on the dais Professor Zawahir Siddiqui, Dean and Head of Blended Learning at Westford University College, UAE. Sir has a career spanning 25 years with an expertise in the domains of engineering and management sciences. Sir has organized international study tours and conducted cultural assimilation workshops, and is also involved in student volunteering programs. Sir has also taken up corporate training assignments in a wide range of topics that include leadership, supply chain management, and cross-cultural management. I request Sir to please address the gathering.
Thank you. A very almost good afternoon. Good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Vice Chairperson of PSIT Kanpur, Mrs. Nirmala Singh, the esteemed Director of PSIT Startup and Innovation Foundation, Ms. Tanya Singh, the Director of PSIT College of Higher Education, Dr. Bhagwan, and the other esteemed guests and distinguished delegates, faculty members, and all the students, and all the future stars or citizens of this country who is going to live up to the dreams set up by not only the 5 trillion dream, but all the dreams of making India a superpower in the coming future. So I welcome you all on behalf of everybody here to this historic landmark milestone. And the reason I want to use these words is not to flatter, it's not to glorify, but I think it is efforts like these, visions like these, steps, minor steps like these, that eventually make a ripple effect and help us realize all our dreams. I'm so glad and grateful, first of all, for Dr. Bhagwan to considering me worthy enough to be part of this conference, and the entire team and family of PSIT for taking the courage, for having the vision to organize this kind of conference, which obviously contributes to the dreams that we have for this nation and for the globe, and to make a difference in this globe. I was very moved and touched by the hospitality shown so far by the PSIT family. I haven't experienced a lot of Kanpur hospitality yet because I didn't get time to explore more, hopefully a little bit more today evening when I have some more time. But it's been a pleasure to be here right from the time that I landed. Like I landed Lucknow airport yesterday afternoon, and the first call that I got from Dr. Uday, I don't know if you're here. Yeah, Dr. Uday, thank you for the hospitality. And a student of first year of the business program. I'm not sure if you're here, wherever you are. Prithvi, can you raise your hand? Hello, Prithvi, where you are? Hi, Prithvi. Thank you for taking the effort to come all the way to the airport and spending time with me to bring me here. So I haven't learned a lot of names. So that's the third name that I know about this college. The fourth name is a young man that I met today. Ayush, are you here? Ayush, with the black suit and the red shirt. Anyway, Ayush? No. I'm not sure if I'm calling your name correctly, but he had a dream of being an entrepreneur, of studying an event management company, and so on. So there's a lot of good signals as we go on, isn't it? And I'm already on my plan E or F, because the content that I had in my speech so far, the keywords, I think if I had like 10 keywords, about 7 have already been used by the various speakers here. I don't want to charge them of stealing my words because it's not my words, it's their words. But unfortunately, I cannot emphasize on certain things that I wanted to because they have already been spoken of. And I think when the guest of honor from Bhutan, he spoke about the gist of it, right? What is the gist of it? He emphasized on inclusive growth. He emphasized on holistic development. He emphasized on sustainable, making it sustainable. So the 3 keywords covers it all. And then we had a brilliant narration of data. I think in about 20 minutes, I didn't clock, but in about 20 to 25 minutes, the presentation we had from the professor from US, I think he had a whole list of data and analysis. It was mind-blowing because you learn a lot from that. And when we talk about learning, there's never a right time to learn. There's never a right age to learn, because I believe, and the reason I say that is, I'm going to be 52 in May. Sorry if revealing age is against the culture of this city. In May, I'll be 52. So I've been on this planet Earth. I've been an Indian citizen from the day I was born in 1972, 4th of May, till today's of 51 years, 9 months. And I didn't know that Kanpur is the only city in India to be ranked in the happiest cities of the world. You don't want to give a round of applause to your city? And what a shame, I'm embarrassed that I came to know about it today. Because the first thing when I met Dr. Bhagwan, I think for me, I don't know if you're into Bollywood, but I'll be surprised if you're not into Bollywood. So I'm of the older generation. So somebody whom I know with inexhaustible energy in Bollywood or as an Indian, I think it's Shah Rukh Khan. But I really doubt if there is a tough competition given by Dr. Bhagwan. because I think it's already Shah Rukh Khan plus because he has another trait. I've seen in multiple times, this is the first time we are meeting in India, though both of us are Indians, but I've met him multiple times outside India, right? In Dubai, to be specific or to be precise. And I hope I'll never see, I'm not saying I wish I could ever see, but I've never seen him not smiling. And that's the first thing I asked him when I met him today. Your energy is inexhaustible, one. So he's already there like Shah Rukh or Shah Rukh plus. But you never stop smiling. You're always smiling. That's when he told about the fact, fun fact, or the real fact of Kanpur being the happiest city in India, obviously, but in the list of happiest cities in the world. So for me to learn that at 51 years, 9 months, so late, being an Indian, with such an easy Google to find out fact, that's how limited our knowledge is. We have a lot to learn. And that is why I believe, every situation, every moment in our life, every day in our life, every situation in our life is a classroom. Every situation in our life is a classroom. Because meeting Prithvi at the airport and spending another 3 hours with him in the car to Kanpur was a good time spent with him. And I also met a very knowledgeable person. Dr. Chadda, are you here somewhere? Oh, okay, right in front of us. See, we don't see things which is right in front of us. So thank you very much for spending the time. We came from 2 different places, but we landed around the same time. So we came in the same car. And I was telling that to Dr. Bhagwan as well. We met many times before. But I think the total time we spent together, Dr. Bhagwan, I don't think it's 3 hours. We spent a lot of quality time. But many times we met in many places. But I spent all of a sudden with a stranger whom I met for first time in the world, first time in my life, with Dr. Chadda, because we were forced to be in a car for 3 hours. And we had nothing else to do than talk to each other. And we learned a lot of things. I think I learned more from you, sir, than I was a good listener, and you shared. And I think people like him, like Dr. Chadda, you'll hear him at some point in this conference, like him, he's retired. He could have spent his life relaxing at home, traveling around the world, pursuing some passion he has, but he still wants to give back. He still wants to interact with people. And if I could do half of what he's doing, when I retire, I'll be happy. And what is our greatest goal? Our greatest goal in life, if you look at all the researchers around the globe, everybody says, I want to be happy, pursuit of happiness is the greatest goal that we have. That is our mission. So if you all from Kanpur, if you're already in the happiest city in the world, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to go anywhere else. You have found your mission. So that is I think there's a lot of learning for me there, and with the speeches that we heard so far. Now coming back to the topic, I think it's historic, as I said earlier, it's a milestone that you have taken the courage and the key pinpoint target word that Dr. Bhagwan used in his address, hope. We chose hope is what he said. We chose it. We have to choose hope is what he said. So for me, I think 5 trillion, anybody? Can I randomly point at somebody? So, sorry, I'm not embarrassing because I already started saying we don't know more than we know. So the white shirt here, how many zeros are there in a trillion? Sorry? 9? 9 zeros in a trillion. Okay. The red shirt, 1, 2, 3, 4. The girl in the red shirt, yes. Oh, ma'am. How many zeros in a trillion? 9. Is 9 right? And what is it? There we are. Please, you can sit. You can sit, please. And nothing wrong in not knowing that. But we are in a conference talking about 5 trillion. Some of us don't know, and there's no harm, because I remember the first time my teacher in school asked how many zeros are there in 1 billion. In those days, billion was like a big number. I didn't know. And it's okay not to know. We can learn. So then some people said 10 million is 1 billion, 20, 100. And what is 1 billion? 1,000, right? 1,000 million is 1 billion. And what is the population of India? Over a billion. 1.3, 1.4, 1,400. Around 1,400 million is our population. 1,400 times how much is 1 trillion? Is that a big number for a nation like India to achieve? It's not. So I'm sure 100% we will achieve 5 trillion by 2027, and let this venue be a witness to it on behalf of all of us here. We will achieve it. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think our next phase is not going to be like we achieve 5 trillion first, then 7, then 10, then 20. No, it's not going to be like that. There is going to be exponential growth because that is the potential of India. And why am I saying that? I don't think like from 5 to 50 will take like 100 years. Never. And why? Because that is the potential that we have in front of us. Because they say half of India's population is below the age of 30. So we have a lot of young people. I'm sure there are like 500, 600 or close to 800. I don't know exactly, but I'm just making random guesses. About 800 people in this auditorium who are under the age 30. Is that a good assumption? Yes, no? Yes, no? Yeah? Most of you? Can you raise your hand? How many of you are under the age of 30? See? So you are the ones, I'm not sure about myself. You're the ones who will surely see 100 trillion in your lifetime. That's not a lot. I'm not an economist. I'm not a good forecaster, but this is my gut feel because I'm talking about when you double your age, and we are talking about a nation which has less than 50% of their population under the age 30. They say about 60 to 70% of the population under the age 40. That's huge potential, and that is an unmatchable potential across the globe. So we are on the race to be a global superpower. And how is that possible? We need to tackle through all those key words that we heard so far. I don't have any more new things to talk about. I may have new experience to talk about, but the facts that we have already heard, we have challenges. Because the theme of this conference is to talk about challenges. This conference has brought in academicians, researchers, corporate executives, and entrepreneurs, and young people like you who are students, part of academicians, who are going to build this dream. And this dream, see, to quote Swami Vivekananda, what did he say? One of his quotes, "Arise, awake, do not stop until you reach your goal." Not my quote, Swami Vivekananda's quote. And he said it in a UN conference in Geneva. Arise, awake, do not stop until you reach your goal. I think that's what all of us have to do. So we never had a lack of potential. We never had a lack of resources. India was always rich with its resources, always rich with its potential. But probably, perhaps, we didn't have the will. And now is the time that we are starting to have the will. Now is the time we are proudly celebrating our successes. I'm a fan of sport. I don't know, many of you may be following cricket, football, basketball. I follow sports very keenly. I was active in sports in my school days and my college days. I see a lot of changes in sports. I used to always worry, and it's never acceptable to me, how can India not be in the top 10 in Olympics? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, and I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming the politicians. I'm not blaming the administrators. I'm not blaming the schools. I'm not blaming the people who hunt for talent. But it's disappointing because we were on par with China and Japan in 1947. The reason I'm saying 1947 is because that's when we got independence. We are on par with them. So if you look at the performance in Olympics and global sport, we were on par. How did China be number 2, 1 and 2 in Olympics? And we are still struggling to get 10 gold medals. I think 1, 2. But why? Is that because we don't have talent? No. I'll never agree on that. Because we have talent. We were not able to groom the talent. Because talent management in organizations, in sport, wherever, talent management has 3 significant stages or phases, steps. Step number 1 is identify and acquire talent in organizations. So you're all talented people who are going to be hunted by organizations to work for them. So they'll find you, they'll hire you. But that's only half a job done. Because in talent management, the next important step is grooming and building an environment to groom that talent. If organizations are not ready to do that, then you're not utilizing the talent. Number 3, the most difficult task is retention. So acquire talent, identify and acquire talent, step number 1. Groom talent, step number 2. Retain talent, step number 3. And we have to go through this. So I think the problem that we have in sports or everywhere else is not identifying the talent. And are we utilizing, like for example, I've always been a fan of technology, I'm sure you are as well. A lot of people, including Harvard-educated former finance minister of India, who was finance minister across 2 terms, and then we had a prime minister who was Oxford-educated. I'm not criticizing or supporting anyone here. But what I'm saying is, if they thought digital India was a dream that would not be possible, then we have a problem, isn't it? If a Harvard-educated finance minister and an Oxford-educated finance expert who was also the prime minister thinks digital India would take a lot of time than it did now, I think we have a problem in believing in ourselves. We didn't believe, we didn't have the will. But a lot of people, maybe including me, thought so when they said that. Digital India, India is such a big country, India is like a continent, every state has its own problems, there is so much diversity, so many political parties. But it is possible, and we saw that. Because in December, when I was traveling in Karnataka, passing through rural Karnataka, it's just an example. I stopped by, we normally stop by, and then tender coconut. So I wanted to buy tender coconut. I took 100 rupees from my pocket and gave him, and he said, "Do you have change?" I said, "I don't have change." Then he said, "You can pay digital." Now, 20 years ago, can't imagine that. 10 years ago, can't imagine that. But technology has divided. See, we are talking about income equality, which is a big challenge. We heard in multiple speeches before me talking about that. And it's a reality. We have to address that. We have to because if everybody is on par, if you look at the math, if each one of us contribute 5,000 rupees to the economy, how many of you can contribute 5,000 rupees to the economy? 5,000 rupees. Okay, I'm promising something here, right? I'm promising something here on my personal capacity. And Dr. Bhagwan, you can make a note of it and chase me if I don't fulfill my word. I'm going to announce from my pocket, from my salary, from my income, a 10,000 rupees cash award for one of the students of this college to write a 1,000 words paper on the topic, Kanpur, the happiest city in India. And there will be nobody to judge you. It's going to be just me, no bias. And when you send the papers, sir, when you send the papers, strike their name off. So I'm not going to look at your name, your which state you are, your gender, which program you're doing, first year, second year, third year, nothing. Topic, some code number to identify you later when we give the award, and 1,000 words. 1,000 words is like little over 2 pages. And you tell me, like why is Kanpur a happy city? What are the factors and what led to it and all that? And then maybe I'll receive, 50 papers, 100 papers, and I'll read through all of them and pick the best and give that award and then announce. I'm also going back to my college and talking to my boss there and see if we can collaborate in some way to do more projects like that. But this is the starting point, and I'm very excited about it because I think it's a very noble thing to discuss. And the winner will get a free entry, free registration entry, and possibly one of the keynote speakers of our International Students Research Conference that we hold every year. And we have in the International Research Conference, Student Research Conference that we hold every year, we have students from researchers like you from different parts of the world participating. And many of them win Best Paper Award. You present, you interact, and you network with people around. And you will obviously, if you're selected in this Best Paper Happiest City Award, then you will get a free entry to that research conference, and then you have to write a paper on the theme of that research. It happens somewhere around February next year, November this year. So we will keep you informed. You can also participate. A lot of students from India, different colleges have participated. So this is what I call as ripple effect, right? We have to, each one of us, how long will we say this government didn't do that, that government didn't do this organization is not doing enough for CSR. Yes, they all have to do, but we have to do as well. Each one of you and me, we have a responsibility. We can't, as a civil society, we have to contribute. You know, the government can announce Swachh Bharat, but we still have to take the personal responsibility, not litter on the road. We have to take the personal responsibility. I'm heard that this beautiful campus, my first impression entering into this campus, how green it is, the buildings, awesome, and I've heard about it being designed in a very eco-friendly manner. But to maintain it, to make it sustainable, each one of us has to contribute, isn't it? So similarly with the nation. And the reason I asked 5,000 rupees per head, if every single citizen in India contributed 5,000 rupees, that is what 5 trillion is. Is that a lot? It's not a lot. Because I've already said I can contribute 10,000 for a cash award for this competition. And many of you can, because you will be like earning in lakhs when you graduate or when you get a job or in five years from now. So giving away 5,000 is not a big target. So I think 2027, 5 trillion is very achievable, and what we can achieve in the future is much bigger than that. And we, each one of us should take the responsibility. And for me, I think one of the unhealthiest thing that I've found in the recent years, it really, for me, doesn't matter. The who doesn't matter, what matters. And we have to be appreciating whoever does good. This government, that government, my political party, his political party, whatever you do, I'll criticize. Whatever my party do, I will praise. Why? Politicians can do that. Why should you and I do it? We don't have to do it. When good is done, appreciate it. When there are things, constructively criticize. And that's how as a nation we grow, isn't it? We have to constructively criticize, engage, collaborate, cooperate with each other, and together. When we say together we can, that includes you and me as a citizen of this country, that includes the academicians, that includes the entrepreneurs, that includes the researchers, that includes the organizations or the corporate world. It includes everyone, and it includes the politicians too. And we all together should take the nation forward, and we all together should make India a superpower, and it's possible, and that future is not like far away. I think I'll see in my lifetime, you definitely will see. And there's nobody stopping us from that. So I think when we talk about the challenges, or when we talk about the strengths, Dr. Bhagwan, I will not exceed the time that you gave me, but you should give me a notice 3 minutes from the end. Is that now?
5 minutes from now.
5 minutes from now, thank you. So I have 5 minutes. So the biggest strength that I think of India is the demographics. No doubt about that. Because when we talk about demographics, there are a lot of things. We talk about diversity. We talk about, like I come from a country where I'm working now, whose population is less than 11 million. 11 million. 11 million is that number. There are many cities in India which has more than 11 million population. That's how small it is. And among the country, I live in a city in Dubai, and Dubai, I'm sure many of you have heard of Dubai. Dubai is a city that doesn't even have oil. But if you look at Dubai, 40 years ago, it was a barren desert, and now it's developed beyond imagination. But in a smaller country or a smaller city like Dubai, Singapore, and it's easier than in a big country like India. We can't compare. I'm not comparing that way. But I'm talking about diversity. And the diversity is, there are people from more than 180 nationalities in Dubai. Is that good diversity? 180 nationalities, and India is just one of them. And India is the biggest population of more than Emiratis or more than the citizens of that country. So that diversity brings a lot of factors into it. Because in UAE, we have a Minister of Happiness. There is a Minister of Happiness. Subroto Bachi who was the founder of Mindtree. So we have a guest here who spoke about L&T and Mindtree, which has merged now. Subrata Bachi was the first one to talk about CFO. Do you know what is CFO? Chief Fund Officer. Who said that? Thank you, ma'am. So Subrata Bachi was the first time who talked about Chief Fund Officer, when we all thought CFO was Chief Financial Officer. And that was like easily 15 years ago. And now we have a small country that is a Minister of Happiness. And I think the Minister of Happiness should visit Kanpur. And for you to invite her and to reach her is your responsibility. I mean, I can't talk with the passion that you have because it's your city. So there are a lot of possibilities in collaborating and networking and building. And I think the biggest strength that India has is demographics. Because we are talking about 180 different nationalities in UAE. We have students at Westford University College, we have students from 136 different nationalities, 136. But I think India, being more than a country, I think India is more like a continent than country because every state is different. Every state is different. Every state has its own diversity, its own culture, its own food, its own customs. And that is the reason 15 years ago, Outlook magazine published an article when they said the biggest, most successful global leaders are Indians. There should be something about it, right? Why is Google CEO an Indian? Why is many organizations having an Indian CEO? Citibank had Vikram Pandit, Google has Sundar Pichai, and so many. And the reason they said is, from their research, because we Indians, when we move around India, it's already like moving around the world. We are dealing with so many challenges. And for us, it's a cakewalk when we work with a company that has employees from 50 different nationalities. Because we have already acquired that skill, but we don't value it because we are at home. At home, that we have those skills and that capability, we are not valuing it. So India's number one strength is demographics. The other strength is agriculture is our strength. We have to modernize, use technology, etc. We are using infrastructure, though it was a weakness. We are using that as converting that into a strength by building infrastructure. The income inequality is a problem, but we are getting there. And as if you know, students of management will surely know the Maslow's pyramid of theory of hierarchy of needs. The bottommost is what? Safety needs? Yeah, safety, basic needs, okay. Basic needs at the bottom, but they say now it is Wi-Fi. For a long time, they've been saying, I think for 10 years they've been saying, the basic need is Wi-Fi. And the reason I'm saying that is, I think some of us, if given a choice, if I'm lost in a desert and I asked, what do you want? And 3 days I didn't have food or water. You gave 1 lakh rupees in one hand and a glass of water in the other. Which would you choose? I want to survive. I don't want to die. I'll choose water. I think today, if I'm lost somewhere and I've given a choice, do you want data or food? I'm choosing data. I'm choosing data because I know when it comes to embracing technology, I think the poorest of this country have always been ahead. And I'm not bluffing, I'm not flattering, I'm not manufacturing data, because I started using mobile phone in 1998, and that was the time when incoming calls were charged. 7 rupees that time. I mean, maybe I was late to use, but 7 rupees per minute was what I was charged. Some of all the students here, you won't believe me because it sounds so weird now. But in those days, in my town, I come from a town in Kerala called Kannur. If you remove one N and replace it with a P, then it's Kanpur. So in Kannur, the fishermen, when the incoming calls was charged at 7 rupees per minute, they were using in the middle of the sea to communicate. So they were the earliest adopters of technology. And today you look at anybody, right? In the most rural part of India, if there is a tower, if there is a network, they're using technology. Isn't that the road to being a superpower? Because information is power, isn't it? Knowledge is power, information is power. If everybody has access to information and use it in the right way, nobody can stop us because every single citizen of India is walking with a supercomputer in his or her pocket. And that is limitless possibilities. and nobody can be stopped. So there are so many things we can talk about. I'm sure during the course of the 2 days, there's going to be some remarkable breakthrough research papers being shared here, and all of you learn more about it. Thank you so much for giving me the time. And this is... I'm so grateful that I finally came to visit Kanpur. I've been in UP before. I've been to Banaras. Banaras is my most favorite city, spiritual city in India and among the all that I have visited so far. It's so enchanting. It's not just one thing, one reason. I've been to Lucknow before, but the last time I was in Lucknow was exactly 10 years ago in February 2014. First time in Kanpur, but I'm sure this is not my last visit to Kanpur. I still remember, my concluding example is, I still remember when I went to Banaras, I went for a conference at Banaras Hindu University, and I wanted to buy a sari for my mother. Okay, from BHU? Okay, you're very lucky, because that's the most beautiful, well-planned university I've seen, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. It's not spoken about.
She was in PSIT.
Okay, sorry, I'll hide here. But PSIT versus BHU? Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me know. And I remembered, if you are from BHU, the Kulgit. Oh, that is, I don't know, it's very highly spiritually awakening. And I remembered the Kulgit of BHU when I heard this song, and I immediately asked Dr. Bhagwan during the lighting of the lamp, is that a student of yours who recorded it? You said it's one of your students, yeah?
It is prepared by the students.
By the students. And I immediately remembered the Kulgit of the students of the performing arts in the inaugural of the conference. They said that. And I wanted to buy a sari for my mother, because Banaras sari, going back without it, I didn't think that trip was fulfilled. Apart from early morning before the sunrise, Ganga ride, Vishwanath temple, meeting Kabir's ashram, going to Sarnath, all those tick box, but I can't go back without the sari. And then when I asked the organizers, they said, you have to be careful. In 2008, they said, you have to be careful not to buy a made in China sari. So they had a made in China, do they still have? They had a made in China, 100% made in China Banaras sari. Number two, they had Banaras made saris with raw silk imported from China. Number three, 100% made in Banaras sari. So I have to get to that 100% made in Banaras sari, and I eventually got to it. I think it was about 5,000 rupees then. I'm sure it's more now, or probably the one I bought then was very expensive. But what I'm saying is, that is where we are wrong. We don't need to import raw silk from China to make Banaras saris. We don't need to. The 2 days last on a patriotic note, on a nationalistic spirit, national flag, we respect it, adore it throughout the year, and throughout our life we respect it. But 2 days in the year that we respect it more and admire it more are Republic Day, 26th January, and Independence Day, 15th August. If on the street, the 5 rupees flag that you buy, or the 10 rupees flag that you buy is made in China, I have a problem with that. And why are they still selling it? Because China is more competitive. Why are we still not able to compete? Because we don't have the skills. So the biggest gap that we need to fill is the skill gap. I think we have the people, we have the population, we have the young population, but skills is what we need to develop. And there are 3 layers to it. We all have talent, skill, competency. So converting that talent to skill is what is most important. And last concluding remark, SLS, I can't miss this. SLS is, have you heard of same language subtitles? Because I want to see if PSIT or Westford or any institutions can get into those kind of researches, contributing. SLS is same language subtitling. In the early 2000, a professor from IIM Ahmedabad took a research and found out that a lot of people, there's a lot of viewership in Chitrahar. I don't know if you remember, but my generation, Chitrahar was once in a week, very popular program, Hindi movie songs. And we used to look forward to it. Wednesdays? Was it Wednesdays? Wednesday, yeah. So those songs. So this professor, out of the box thinking, he said, we can improve the literacy through a Chitrahar program. And normally when you watch a Korean movie or a Arabic movie or any other language movie and you read the subtitles in English or Hindi or whatever language, that's subtitling, right? But this is same language subtitling. So it's about a song, and all of us know a song. And they say a Kishore Kumar song or a Muhammad Rafi song or a Mukesh song. Everybody knows the song. So while playing the song, they put the letters below it. And they realized that a lot of people learned letters, learned words, and became literate. How is that possible? Because we all know songs. Right? So I mean, even if it's today's generation or yesterday's generation song, we all know that song, right? हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे. And if you, being a 30-year-old, know a song which was in the 60s, imagine somebody who's 60-year-old and doesn't know to read or write. That's what same language subtitling did. Because before the song came on Chitrahar on the TV, you know that word. So before Bina is sung on Chitrahar, you know the word. And then B and Na appear on the screen. And then you learn 2 new letters. And they were not hundreds of thousands, they were million people, and they had statistics. And about $400,000 was given by UN for that research. And that statistics of so many million people became literate by this simple, it sounds simple, but it's an out-of-the-box idea, same language subtitle. So can we all do that? Of course, all of us here are capable of thinking out of the box and bringing initiatives like this. And I wish PSIT spearheads this movement of bringing innovations like these and many others. I'm glad that Ms. Tanya Singh, ma'am, you are in a very critical role because you are working with startup and incubation. And I'm sure a lot of startup innovation projects like this can happen. Apologies, sorry, Dr. Bhagwan, for shooting over the time, but I'm so excited to be here. Thank you very much, and all the best for the rest of the 2 days.
We really extend our sincerest gratitude to Professor Jawahir Siddiqui for delivering an inspirational keynote address and enlightening us with his profound knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. We really liked the way you expressed your thoughts. Before requesting the chief guest of today's session, Professor Dr. Om Prakash Shukla, to address the audience, let me first introduce him to this august gathering. Sir is an alumnus of Allahabad University, bringing in over 34 years of rich experience in teaching, research, training, academics, administration, institutional building, and campaigning new initiatives. Sir is an avid researcher with 100+ national and international level seminar and conference participation. Sir is a principal of National Defense Academy since October 2011. He has also been the principal investigator in research projects sponsored by UGC. He has attended advanced academic courses at IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Kolkata, IIM Lucknow, IEG New Delhi, NIPFP New Delhi, ASRC Hyderabad, and IIT Kanpur in the past. I request Sir to please come onto the dais and enlighten us with your words.
Honorable Vice Chairperson of PSIT, Mrs. Nirmala Singh ji, Honorable President, UP Uttar Pradesh Economic and Commerce Association, Professor Madhurima Lal ji, Ms. Tanya Singh, Director Startup and Incubation, and the main Sutradhar of this conference and the seminar, Director PSIT, Professor Bhagwan ji, and other dignitaries sitting on the dais, especially the guest of honor from the Bhutan, the Dr. Manmohan Shukla, Additional Director, Professor Bhadauria, and our senior veterans who are sitting here, General A.K. Mishra sir, Air Marshal Bajpayee sir ji, and all distinguished faculty members and media persons, and the most important of this event, my dear students. At the very outset, let me give my heartiest compliments to the organizer of this event, because the topic on which we are going to discuss is not of tomorrow's achievements, but of today's work. And a lot of food of thoughts have been given by our predecessors. I do not want to repeat them, because a very exhaustive and very brilliant note has been given, if you would have seen it. I would like to start with our Professor Bhagwan. Name itself indicates what Bhagwan has indicated in one of the very sloka. Vidya dadat vinayam vinayad patratam patratam dhanam dhanam dadat sukham. We are discussing about the India's $5 trillion economy, money. And Professor Siddiqui has just pointed out that how many zeros are there in the, somebody pointed out very correctly from here and somebody just guessed it. Zero has no significance unless something comes or something is associated with zero, which Professor Bhagwan has indicated that dhanam dadati sukham. If money is there, unless we come out with that money, amount of money, 5 trillion money for what? Why India is thinking that by 2027, it will become a 5 trillion economy. And not only that, it is a subset of the very major theme which our government has put up, Viksit Bharat Ki Sankalp Yatra, wherein we have targeted ourselves to reach by 2047, just after 24 years, to the $30 trillion economy. This is our major target. Like in economics, we study micro and macro. So Professor Bhagwan is starting from micro set of the very bigger aim which our nation has. And my dear students particularly, your role is very crucial, which our predecessors were pointing out, that the leadership is going to determine the achievement of this, whether it is 5 trillion or it is 30 trillion. But India is committed. Our leadership at the top is committed to perform, to deliver. Deliver what? Deliver does not mean that just achieving 5 trillion. Out of this 5 trillion, we are going to provide to our nation out of poverty, people who are in abject poverty, people who are jobless, people who are lacking basic amenities, whether in the health, whether in the education, whether in the inequalities, whether it is rural, urban inequalities, whether it is income inequalities. So the aim is not only to achieve the 5 trillion. With this 5 trillion, we are going to change India. India is going to change. And the basic parameters of change, as indicated by our predecessors, I do not want to go much in detail, the role of technology is going to determine. Technology is going to penetrate in each and every sector. What 10 years, what 5 years back it was there, and what today is there, and what after 5 years it will be there, nobody can imagine. Imagine the role of artificial intelligence. Imagine the role of robotics and what not. It is reshaping. Like technology, it is said that first it disrupts, then it diversifies, and after diversification, it brings the glory in terms of the development and the achievement. So India is going to achieve, and we are confident towards this. Why? Because we have sown Onhar Birwan ke hot chikne paat. Last 5 years we have sown. We have seen the disastrous kind of the situation. just 3 years back, when the COVID emerged, entire lockdown was there. All manufacturing, services, production, employment was stopped. But we managed the crisis. And we came out in a very role model way. We maintained the economic growth, which has just become the negative economic growth of the country. We achieved the growth rate, which is a very remarkable and very praiseworthy, commendable economic growth rate we have at present, 7 to 8% growth rate. And the projections from the international institutions like IMF, World Bank are indicating that we are going to achieve this 7 to 8% growth rate in the time to come. This is what the role of the leadership is there. Our commitment, our conviction. So, technology is very important. And since the budding leaders who are sitting here and how sincerely they are listening to the very discussions and the deliberations which are going on, you must note down. And what Professor Siddiqui has pointed out, write a note. Not only in terms of achieving the best paper or something with the remunerations, but writing must be there. Because unless and until you write on paper, your intellect will not come out. So develop the intellect. And once you develop the intellect, certain skills will come out automatically. So what I was pointing out, that India is changing in terms of technology, changing in terms of the digital world. And it has shown also, like just last year, our country very successfully in an exemplary way conducted the presidencies of G20, wherein the top world-class leaders who had a control upon the entire economy of the world assembled, deliberated, and put a consensus on the same. One earth, one aim. That is the very growth and prosperity for all. Common mission program, which India has, through consensus, came out with G20. India gave the vaccinations to the world. Vasudev Kutumbakam is really chartharth hua ja karke last year in 2023. This is our spirit. So 5 trillion aim is to bring happiness for all. Like the very special guest from the Bhutan who was pointing out that the measurement of the development of Bhutan is not in terms of the GDP. It is in terms of the happiness index. What is the happiness index of that? Then the performance or the development of the nation is determined. So in other way, we are also going in that line that whatever we achieve, it should be equitably distributed. And for that, lot of reforms, lot of schemes, policies, even campaigns are taking place from the last 2-3 years. The campaign simply means that they are not in terms of a kind of special policy. Like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it has many ramifications. Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, Digital India, skill developments, Awas Yojana, Anna Yojana, Mudra Yojana, Jal Jeevan Yojana. These are the campaigns which have been started by our government. And campaign simply means, if you see the top level, what they are working, war footing work, just like in the war type of the environment situation is there. Similarly, we know that the central ministries which are involved in these very programs are working day and night, that India has to change with these very initiatives, with these very changes. And we are confident in the time to come that the achievement of 5 trillion is very easy in terms of the numeric figure. Because if we see the capital ratio, it's around 30-35%. If we see the economic growth rate, 7 to 8%, gross saving rate, technology, which are determine the very size of the economy itself, And we are very confident that by 2027, we will achieve it. And that will be one prior step to the bigger steps towards achieving the Viksit Bharat Ka Sankalp. But for that, there are certain challenges also, which are equally persisting when we say that we are confident to achieve them. Because the topic of the seminar, the subset is also what are the challenges. Challenges are, if we see the composition of our economy, how economic progress in terms of $5 trillion is going. And we know that there are three major sectors of the economy, that is the agriculture, industry, and the service sector. The contribution of the agriculture sector in the economy is around 19%. But the dependency of the population on the agriculture is around 40%. This is a mismatch. 40% people are depending for their livelihood and the contribution to the national economy is going to 19%. However, 55% from the service sector contribution is there where the employment is just only 19 to 20%, the service sector. And similarly, manufacturing base, which has just shrinked, which was earlier up to 1980s, figure was very different. But in today's situation, the secondary sector or the manufacturing sector base is still 25%, and the employment is also not very. However, China, in comparison to that, which our Professor Jha from the US was pointing out, that how China is very important, and China's strong base is there in terms of manufacturing base. If the manufacturing base expands, so much value addition things takes place, and the employment generation, income generations become a very constant source of this country. So therefore, this dichotomy which is there, that need to be corrected. And I'm very sure that our policy makers are also very conscious that how this dichotomy can be corrected. And it will be corrected also. The next challenge before us is the inequalities in India. India is a very big country, as Professor Siddiqui was pointing out, comparing to Dubai or the UAE. So many states, so vast geographical area, the kind of diversity and the size of the population, there is a rural-urban divide, there is a class differences also, and at the national level, in many of the economic parameters, inequalities are there. Even the land holding also. If we see the agriculture, why agriculture could not take place? Because if we see the rural areas, still farmers' condition, economic conditions, and other socio-economic parameters, whether it is health, whether it is education, whether it is housing conditions, sanitations, water, all these issues are there. So these are 2-3 important issues where all of our students who are the budding leaders for tomorrow, because your role is very, very critical. You will be a part, you will see the Viksit Bharat in 2027. And at that time when $30 trillion economy will be there. Presently, we are somewhere around 3.5 to roughly around 4 trillion. And we have to achieve this long journey. Role of yours is very, very crucial. When you are coming to the class, interacting with faculty, deliberations in these seminar conferences, they are enhancing your skills. Skills of analysis, skills of thought, and skills of how to contribute. And contribute in the best possible way. That is the efficiency. Efficiency and effectiveness has to be enhanced. Work will be done. Time will come. Everybody will do whatever one can do. But the most important thing in 21st century, where the present time is making us to be very conscious, is that how efficient we are, how effectively we are contributing. Whether you are studying, how effectively you are studying. What is the best deliberations from your side? So the time today and time tomorrow, whatever is lost today will not be recovered tomorrow. So be very conscious from this side. I will not take much of the time. But before I conclude, I would like to say that there are at least 2-3 very important focus areas to mitigate the challenges which we have just in very brief narrated to you, that what is the way ahead, how we can still achieve a very glory of our past. Past, I can say that since I also belong to the Kanpur, I have worked here for around 13 to 14 years after having achieved the education from Allahabad University in Kanpur University. Up to 1980, Kanpur was known as a Manchester City of the East. The glory of the Kanpur, my dear students, you cannot see, I will not say you cannot see. I pray again, it should come. But if you go through the history of Kanpur, the kind of the textile industries which was there, and the kind of employment which was there was a no unemployment problem, there was a no pollution problem, and the very economic contribution in the state GDP was very, very significant. There were many other commercial crops also which were produced in the surrounding areas of the Kanpur. But unfortunately, in today's scenario, it has become merely a trading center. The product being manufactured in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi not manufacturing, Delhi is also a trading center, and coming here being traded to the surrounding districts of the Uttar Pradesh. Ordnance factories, 5-6 ordnance factories were there, where in each ordnance factory there was minimum 10,000 in each factory employment was there. Today, privatized, outsourced, and so many things. Though Uttar Pradesh economy, recently the budget has come of the present government, and it has indicated even the defense corridor and so many economic initiatives have been taken by the present government, and we are confident that this Kanpur and as a whole the UP state will also bring its lost glory, which in cultural terms we can say that how Banaras city has revived, how Ayodhya is reviving, how other parts of the city in the Uttar Pradesh are getting the best of the best infrastructures. The executive is sitting here from Lawrence and from L&T. The kind of infrastructure spread, the kind of contribution which is there from L&T side, remarkable. It can't be explained with words. So these are some of the issues which I pointed out. And as part of the work to be done for weighing ahead, there are 3 aspects wherein I would like to draw the attention of our distinguished galaxy of the personalities who are sitting here. First is we have to maintain this sustainability in the growth, including the inclusiveness. That is the requirement of the time. And second is the role of leadership. Different paradigm of the leadership is required. And leadership does not mean the leadership of the corporate sector leadership or the very leadership of the political leadership. Leadership of yours, my dear students. Each team, like Professor Siddiqui was pointing out, when you are working in a team, you have to lead by an example. It doesn't mean that X is working, Y should work, or Z is working, Y I should work. No. Everyone's role in a team is very, very important. Everyone has to work with a spirit of leadership. This is what the requirement of the time is there. And most important is the role of infrastructure, human capital, and the intellectual capital. If we are developing the infrastructures, the economic infrastructures which for the production base are required, at the same time, the human capital, intellectual capital, which you are a part of that at present also, because the skills, the knowledge you are getting in your classrooms, laboratories, different visits, seminar, conferences, that are framing your mind. With these words, I would like to stop it here, and thank you once again to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this, and wishing you all the very best. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address and for being an integral part of our conference. Your presence has strongly enriched our event. We are immensely grateful for the valuable insights shared by our esteemed speakers, which have undoubtedly set the tone for an enriching conference ahead. Now it's time to felicitate our most esteemed guest. I would like to request Ms. Nirmala Singh, Vice Chairperson PSIT Kanpur, to present a memento as a token of gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Dr. O.P. Shukla. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. I would now like to request Ms. Tanya Singh, Director, PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation, to present a token of gratitude to our guest of honor, Professor Lato Jamba. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request Professor Dr. Bhagwan Chagwani, Director, PSIT College of Higher Education, to present a token of gratitude to the keynote speaker of today's occasion, Professor Jawahir Siddiqui.
Thank you for that compliment, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request Professor Udebhan Trivedi to present a token of gratitude to our keynote speaker, Mr. Anirban Mukherjee, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request Dr. A.P.S. Bhadoria, Dean, PSIT College of Higher Education, to felicitate Professor Dr. Madhurima Lal. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. I would like to request Dr. Vivek Singh, Joint Secretary, Uttar Pradesh Commerce and Economic Association, to present a memento as a token of gratitude to Mr. Ravin Prakash Dubey. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, I would request Professor Dr. A.P.S. Bhadoria, Dean, PSIT College of Higher Education, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all sitting here. I feel privileged to stand here to propose the vote of thanks for this inaugural session. At the outset, I extend my gratitude to Professor O.P. Shukla, Principal NDA, for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion as a chief guest. Thank you so much, sir. You have been always supporting. Whenever we have reached you, you have supported us. Thank you so much, sir. I thank Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Kanpur University. He has been very encouraging and supporting. Whenever we took any endeavor, he always support. Besides having bad health condition, he has recorded his message and sent us to us to be shown here to all of you. I thank him once again. I thank Professor Lato Jambaji, who has accepted our invitation and graced the occasion. Sir, you are kind enough to speak your experience and giving up some insight to us how we can move in a sustainable and more holistic way. Thank you, sir. I thank Professor Uday Kant Jha from US, who has took time from his busy schedule and enlightened us with his research and thoughts. Thank you so much, sir. My heartfelt gratitude to Professor Jawahir Siddiqui, sir, from UAE. Sir, on such a short notice, you have accepted our invitation and graced the occasion and enlightened all of us with your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. And we look forward for so many other associations in future as well. I thank Mr. Arna Mukherjee, a specialist campus hiring LTI Mind. Sir, thank you so much again to you for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion on such a short notice, only 2 days. Thank you so much. My thanks to Professor Madhurima Lal, President UPCA. Thank you, ma'am, for associating with us and making this conference a great success. Thank you. I thank Professor Sri Ravindra Prakash Dubeji, President IITians for Nations Foundation, and his colleague Sri Danesh Chandra Mishra ji, who is Treasurer here. He is also present in the conference. These persons, they have passed out from IIT. They have experienced a lot of exposure in the various fields. Now they are committed for the society. They are giving back to the society what they have learned due to their learning from the IITs and their life. I am really grateful to you, sir. You are being so kind to associate with us and support us in all possible ways. Thank you so much, sir. My heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Chairman, sir, Sri Pranveer Singh ji. He is always there to support each small and big endeavors of ours. He always encourages. I always feel indebted to his gesture. I thank in his absence to him. I thank Honorable Vice Chairperson Nirmala Singh ma'am for always supporting us in whatever the possible ways he can. My sincere thanks to Abjit Singh sir, Associate Vice President, who is, due to his health condition could not attend. Otherwise, he is also a very young and dynamic leader who always encourages the vibrant activities like this. I thank Ms. Tanya Singh ji, Director, PSIT Startup and Incubation Foundation. Thank you so much, ma'am. And the way you delivered the lecture was really enlightening. And we look forward to some more leadership endeavors in days to come. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks to Professor S.K. Bhalla, Director, Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology, Dr. A.K. Rai sir, Director, Pharmacy, Dr. Manmohan Shukla sir, Additional Director, Training and Placement. Sir, you have been always supporting our students, our faculty members, and the institute as a whole. Since you are sitting here, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you. Thank you so much. My thanks to Dr. Vishal Mehta, Additional Director, Academics, Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology. My sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Bhagwan Jagwani, Director of our college, for standing firm and leading from the front. Thank you so much, sir, for your torch-bearing leadership style, the support you provide, the guidance you provide. Thank you so much. My sincere gratitude. I touch the feet of this person, Air Marshal R.C. Bajpayee, at the age of somewhere 84, 85. He is here from Delhi, and he is always there with us since we have connected with him. Sir, pranam to you. And ma'am as well, whenever I contacted you, the way you blessed us, they really encouraged us. Thank you so much. My sincere gratitude to Lieutenant General A.K. Mishra, sir, and ma'am. Sir, you have been always supporting us whenever we reached you. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks to Professor A.K. Tomar, General Secretary, UPCA. When this thought we perceived somewhere 6-7 months back and contacted sir, he has given light to it. And due to his light, today we are at this place. This conference is taking place. Thank you so much, sir, for your support. My sincere thanks for all esteemed professors who will be session chairs in the technical session of our conference, for sparing the time from your busy schedule, and definitely from your deliberations, our students will be enlightened in days to come. Thank you so much. I thank all the delegates, faculty members, research scholars, and students who will be presenting their papers in technical sessions starting after the afternoon today. My sincere thanks to persons from the media, my co-conveners, my team members, without whose tireless efforts this conference could not be in the shape which is now. I thank to the team of Network Cell, my supporting staff, and the lovely audience in the form of my dear students. You have wonderful, really believe me, the way you have shown us your behavior that encourages me to work with you for whatever way we can. I thank all of you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. As we embark on the journey of learning, collaboration, and innovation, let us continue to engage in meaningful discussions, forge new connections, and strive towards our shared objectives. Thanks once again to everybody present here today. Your presence and participation are invaluable, and we look forward to a fruitful and memorable conference ahead. May I request all of you to please rise for the national anthem now.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Please settle down, dear students and everybody. With this, we come to an end of the inaugural session of the conference. I would now request all delegates to move to the ground floor of this building for refreshments. All registered students, You are required to move to PSIT CHE building. Your refreshments are arranged there, and that would be followed by the technical session.